Hello everyone, this will be a new tutorial series that I was so excited to start with because this will be the beginning for many other tutorials. I will still try my best to keep it short without leaving out any necessary details. The techniques I will use in modeling the body can be used for both a stylized and a realistic character. It's all just about the amount of detail you add into it in the end. But what we will do in this episode and the next can be applied to both male and female if you are doing a humanoid character. But the part after will be more gender specific as each character design has its own structure depending on the age, gender, race, and many other factors. I will be offering a couple of tips that I personally came up with and used in my character modeling after a lot of trial and error. Because each artist has their own conceptions depending on their experiences and views. There is no one way to make a character, there are just a few things that has to be present for efficiency. So first off, start with a new Blender file and do not delete the cube. Yeah, we finally won't delete the cube. Switch to the front view and add the reference of your character design, or you can draw it with a grease pencil, that's an option too. Preferable if the origin point is at the belly button, but that's optional as we can move the origin point later. So to model a character or an object you have to start with blocking it out in a simple structure. We are going to start with blocking out the torso area. It will be split into 4 horizontal sections and those will be the first edge loops that we will build the rest of the torso structure on. So start extruding along the z-axis, the upper and lower chest sections, then the abdomen section, then the pelvis section, while shaping them to fit the reference. Then delete the left side of the character and add a mirror modifier. Go back to object mode, duplicate the reference and rotate it 90 degrees on the z-axis. Adjust the side view to the model and start adjusting the shape of the mesh to the side view as well. Make sure your adjustments on the side view are only done on the y-axis. Now add one more vertical edge loop on the front view and start adding some volume to both the front and back of your character. Start shaping the vertices to have the flow of the muscular build of humanoid characters. You don't need to have any anatomy background, but you need to have like a sense of it. Add 2 more edge loops to the side and start smoothing out them manually while shaping the vertices to the structure. The build of the back of the character is different from the front, so don't forget to fix that side as well. Don't add too many edge loops right now. It's not about getting the details perfectly now, but getting a grasp of the form. So keep it simple at first, as this is the foundation, and adding more details will come through every step, or else the circulation and flow of the character's mesh will be messed up, and that will have an effect on the rigging process later. Just adjust the vertices that you have now to the most resemblance it can have to the reference. Okay, we are done with the main form of the torso, so we will block out the legs. First, turn on the statistics and select the faces in which the legs will be connected at. Look at how many vertices it has and add a cylinder with the same amount of vertices and start shaping the size. Then start shaping the knees. Now it's more obvious here that the joints need more edge loops because of extreme bending. Now go down the shin and stop right there. And here's my first special tip. Shape the knees the same as kneecap looks. Each experienced 3D character designer usually has their own way of filling out the joints depending on their experiences with rigging and its issues. For me, I like to add definition to the knees and elbows to make them sharp at bending. Some people prefer it more curvy or smooth as it bends, and some prefer it much sharper. Now we will do the same with the arms. So let's start connecting the legs. Delete the faces and make sure that the Loop Tools add-on is active. It comes with Blender. Now select the edge loop at the side of the pelvis and extrude it. Then make it a circle and adjust it with the flow of the side. Then start stitching the two parts together. Start shaping out the vertices to the muscular flow, but keep out the butt area for now, just shape the flow around it. The trickiest part of the leg is the point where it meets with the pelvis because of the area around the crotch. It can easily intersect and overlap, so you have to make sure the definition around the crotch area is done right. We will connect the arms now in the same way. Now my other tip is you can know how experienced a 3D character designer is by looking at the shoulders and armpits when the character is moving. Most people say a character in the character design sheet should be in spread out arms pose, like having it 90 degrees, and some prefer it in relaxed pose in an attempt to avoid the weird looking shoulders and armpits when the arms is stretched upwards. But I have tried both concepts. There are always limitations in the rigging process. So I say the best pose is an A-shaped pose with like about 45 degrees, not sure, but that's how it looks. The second tip regarding the shoulders is don't stretch out the torso area to make the shoulders, but make the shoulder part of the arm and treat it as a joint, because you don't want your character to be a cripple who can't lift their arms higher than 90 degrees without looking off. Now, after connecting the arms, we start fixing the details around the neck and make a scapula bone, fix some back muscles. So yeah, normally if your workflow is a practical one, you will find that you will start adding the details of each area in its right time, and all built on the very basic foundation you build at first. The body starts to slowly build itself on its own, without you having to add like 30 edge loops for the shoulders, 50 edge loops for the waist, and a 1000 edge loop for perfect hands. With just this low mid poly body, you already have a perfect foundation that has a decent amount of details because of the right vertex positioning and mesh flow. Now add only very few edge loops around the essential curves and start smoothing out the form of the body. So yeah, that was it for this episode. In the next episode, which will be very packed with lots more details, we will model the hands and the feet, along with the fingers and toes. If you faced any problems with applying this, please share it down in the comment section below. I will be happy to help. Thank you for watching, I hope it was useful, and do not forget to like and subscribe for more. Until next video.